When I logged on, I instantly knew something was wrong. The base was quiet. Too quiet. I walked around, chests completely looted. Our farms, gone. Walls were torn apart, like someone just ripped through everything. Everything we built, just erased. But here's what really got me. They left the villagers. Every single one. Killed, not even touched. Sealed away in little boxes. Like someone wanted them to survive. No signs, no notes, no idea who did this. Just a wrecked base. And villagers staring back at me. It doesn't feel random. If they wanted to destroy us, we're the most valuable part. It's like they were sending a message. And trust me, we got the message. Just when I thought I had seen it all, I remembered something. The stash. We had so much stored up, things we'd worked for, hours spent gathering and organizing. I couldn't shake the feeling that something else was off, so I went to check. Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, I checked my stash. And it was gone. Same night, same destruction. Whoever raided us hit the stash too. Everything wiped up in one night. But there was something strange. As I checked the walls, they weren't the same. The walls were replaced with deep slate? Why would someone do that? It's not rare, but it feels like a mark. Like someone sending a message. As I walked through the destroyed base, questions kept piling up. Who could have done this? No signs were left, but something felt deliberate. Maybe it was a solo raider trying to send a message, or a rival faction watching us from the shadows. But whoever did this knew our routines. They knew where everyone was, and how to break in quietly. Could it have been someone we trusted? Someone close to us? Was this a betrayal? But I couldn't stop thinking about the villagers. Why were they left behind? What kind of raider goes through all the trouble to loot everything but spares the villagers? It didn't make sense. Maybe it wasn't about the loot at all. Maybe the raider was trying to send a warning. And those villagers, they could be the key. I started thinking about the players who had been acting strange, asking too many questions, hanging around more than usual, maybe even gathering information. There's one player in particular I couldn't ignore, but I'll get to that later. And then there's the deep slate. The walls weren't just destroyed, they were replaced with it. This wasn't a random raid. It felt deliberate. Whoever did this wanted to send a message. Deep slate is easy to get, but the choice to use it to replace the walls feels intentional. Was it a player making a bold statement, or someone who simply had access to it? I had a few suspects in mind, but one player stood out. Someone who'd recently come into a lot of deep slate. Was this their way of claiming territory, or someone else with a deeper agenda? As I stood there, staring at the wreckage, it hit me. This wasn't just a random raid. Whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing. They were making a statement, and it wasn't just about the loot or the villagers. There's something else at play here. Something bigger. I could feel it in my gut. I couldn't shake the thought that the base was just raided just for resources. It felt like they were trying to send a message, a personal message to us. And whoever did this, they weren't done yet. They wanted us to know that they were watching, waiting. Who is behind this? What's their real motive? This isn't over, not by a long shot. I need to find out who did this, and why. I had a few suspects in mind. First, there was Zyper, one of my teammates. Lately, he'd been acting a bit off, asking strange questions, hanging around more than usual, and even showing a little more interest in our base's design than normal. But did he have the resources for something like this? Could he have the time to pull it off? Then there was Bean, my team leader. He's been guiding us for a while, but what if there's something he's been hiding? He's always the one with the plans and strategies. But could he have been the one in hand this, trying to send a message? Maybe he knew more than what he was letting on. But then, as I was digging deeper into this, I remembered something. N8 Tech was someone I had trusted enough to let into my base and stash. I thought I could rely on them, but now, I'm not so sure. So I checked out their Discord profile, and that's when things started to get suspicious. Could it have been them? Had I been too trusting? Or was there something else I was missing? One thing's for sure, this wasn't just a random raid. There's something bigger going on here. As I sat there, staring at the mess that was once our base, I couldn't help but think about how everything was destroyed, except the villagers. It felt like they were trying to send a message, but who was it for? I thought about people who'd been acting strange lately. Zyper, Bean, N8 Tech. They'd all been around more than usual, asking questions, showing up uninvited. Could one of them be behind all of this? Or was it someone else entirely? As I was going through the ruins of the base, something else caught my attention. The sugarcane farm. It was still there, untouched, but something was off. They hadn't destroyed it. In fact, they even added more sugarcane. Why would they leave the farm intact but make it bigger? It didn't make sense. If they were trying to wipe us out, why keep something as simple as a farm and even go so as far to improve it? Was this another message, or was it something more? I couldn't figure it out, but I knew this wasn't just a random act of destruction. This is weird. I confronted N8 Tech about the raid, but he took hours to respond. When he finally did, he just asked, who raided it? Then out of nowhere, he spam tagged me. I called him to get more details, and he casually said he couldn't play for a few days because of a holiday. Suspicious, right? Why act so distant when things are getting this serious? I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. As I sat there, piecing everything together, one thing was clear. This raid was just the beginning. N8 Tech's strange behavior, the oddities in the base, the villagers left untouched. It all pointed to something bigger, something I wasn't ready to face just yet. I thought I had to handle the situation, but with so many unanswered questions, I knew this wasn't over. Who's behind all of this, and what's their next move? Stay tuned, as this is only part 1.